Whoa, whoa, they're not going with the flow of traffic. Ooh, sharp left turn, you saw that sign? Let's see if anything happens here.
These riders were enjoying their group ride when it went.
Okay, handled it.
Complete disaster.
Oh no, oh no. Rescue a rider, guys. Oh, into the vehicle. So, real quick, what do you guys think? Everyone's coming from that direction up there, and we have a crash right here. Too wide? He's on Hayabusa.
Você tá bem, Cupim?
Too wide, huh? Going too fast through the corner, couldn't handle the corner.
But his bike was completely total.
Oh yeah.
Você tá bem mesmo? Não se machucou nada, não?
This
Shoulder.
always important to wear your gear.
So we're gonna talk real briefly on what you can do. So right here, we have people doing this. I love to see that. Traffic control is very important because we do have stuff in the roadway. We do have patients off to the side. We have at least 2 patients because remember, you have a car driver and the motorcycle rider. The one that's, the motorcycle rider is going to have a higher mechanism of injury because you don't have that cage. You don't have seatbelts. You don't have airbags. The vehicle, the guy's going to be a little bit better, but still can be very deadly, very dangerous. So the reason why I like seeing this is because we're trying to prevent a secondary incident. You don't want to have another patient. You don't want to have somebody crashing into your patient. You don't want to have anybody crashing into you. So what I would be doing is I would be directing this person. I'd be directing this person to go around the corner and do the same exact thing. Go at least 100 feet around that corner to slow it down. It's easy to talk to these people when you have a cardo or anything like that, especially when you're all connected. You can tell, hey, Janine, go around the corner. I don't know why I called her Janine. It's just a weird name, but I wanted to say it. But yeah, go around the corner, slow traffic down, doing exactly that. I would also point at somebody else and say, hey, call 911. I have the medical knowledge. I can treat a patient. Maybe Janine can't. Maybe Fred can't. But they can call 911 and they can control traffic, at least slowing it down. Because once somebody sees this around that corner, they're like, huh, that's kind of weird. Got that gut reaction. And if it was me, I'd be like, I'm going to slow down a little bit. And then when I get around the corner, I'm like, oh, I get it now. I get it now. So coming up to here, must be like a Hayabusa group. Interesting. So this guy crashed, went too wide. There's the impact right there. You can see it on the ground. Right here. Probably like right here. Huge impact. Huge impact. Guy's actually walking. That's impressive. Absolutely impressive.
The rider that crashed ended up being okay, but his bike was completely total.
He's very lucky. This could have easily been a fatal incident. You see how there's traffic coming? This is where you really got to be careful. But yeah, when we talk about rescue another rider, remember to remain calm yourself. So call 911 or tell someone to call 911. You're going to make sure you ensure your own safety. So please look for hazards. Wear some PPE on your hands, some nitrile gloves. But send somebody downstream and upstream. Slow it down. Stop any major bleeds. We do have tourniquets and everything in our rescue pack, but at the end of the day, just, try your best with direct pressure, try your best with what you have. And if you need to, quickly assess that severity. Head injury symptoms. If you see the dude, he's acting drunk, don't let him get back on the bike. Don't let him walk around. Don't let him run around. Have him sit down. Same thing with spinal cord injuries. Just kind of sit down. Shock symptoms, lay down. Put, for all the treatments, you want to stop any external bleeding, lay him down and monitor any changes that can get worse or get better. But keep them warm. We do have emergency blankets with our rescue packs.
Você tá bem mesmo? Não se machucou nada?
This is why it's always
very, very, very lucky.
This is one of those situations
there he is.
Where you may feel helpless. The driver
okay.
was not only tailgating this rider, he also wasn't attentive enough.
Tailgating is tough to do.
Oh, dude!
Good job, though, not panicking.
Oh my God.
Good job not panicking. So the feeling of helplessness is something that is a big problem. I don't want to say trauma, but there's with PTSD and stuff, at least with firefighters, one of the common things is that they felt like they were helpless. They couldn't help. They couldn't do anything. So when I tell you guys to rescue another rider, the main thing there is that rider probably feels really helpless, and there's gonna be people around you that want to help and they're feeling really helpless. So giving people jobs, even if it's just call 911, even if it's just to turn off the motorcycle, if it's to go and control traffic or really slow down traffic, give them a job so they can feel like they are helping. And so then when they leave the incident, they feel a little bit better. They feel like they were part of a team versus just standing there with their hands in their pockets and panicking. So that's one of the big things. And like I said, with firefighters, you know, a building collapse and they're stuck underneath it and they can't do anything to help themselves. That's when we start having issues. That's why when we were training for firefighter survival, we learned how to do skip breathing. We learned how to do lunar. We learned how to, you know, get on the radio and tell them our location, our unit, you know, their needs, you know, a bunch of different stuff like that. We were able to not be helpless. And that was a big thing. So right here, yeah, definitely going to be a scary situation. So this person behind him wasn't being attentive. They were definitely in white stage, not paying attention, not at all. But this rider right here was doing his good 360 situation awareness, and he didn't panic because it could have easily felt like he got pushed out. You hear the skidding, oh crap, and he could have panicked and slammed that front brake. But instead, he's target fixated. Remember, we talked about target fixating could be a tool, or it is a tool. It could be used wrong. He's using it right. He's looking through the turn. He's going where he needs to go. He's going to go a little bit wide. You know, he's going to kind of go up here, but there's no one here at all. No one here at all. So we're going up to here. Did a quick check. Slowed it down. Did not panic. Did a great job. So fortunate runt. Did an amazing job. All right, angel or not. Okay, we've seen him before. We're doing some lane filtering. Watch out for open positions. Handled it well. I don't know if you're allowed to lane filter. Is this New York? I don't think you're allowed to lane filter in New York. All right, so we're lane filtering. So what do I tell you guys when we're lane filtering? Automatic orange stage. We're prepped and ready. We're kind of paranoid because what's happening here is we don't have escape paths to the left or right. Okay, we can't swerve left. We can't swerve right because we're going to run into vehicles. So all we can do is accelerate or decelerate as our escape. So right here, I want you guys to see, though, for when we were talking about positioning for safety in any situation when we're next to other vehicles, I like to be off to the side because look at your vision. Your vision is really good, really good. And this is part of it. You know, you have an escape path right in front of you. So what happens, though, when you're lane filtering or lane splitting, when you have big open spots like this, you know, like this little gap right here, vehicles, especially if vehicles in front of them are going slow, I say this all the time, you guys know that, they're going to switch over. You're going to do it, they're going to do it. Whatever you do on the road, assume another person will do it. It's common sense. It's common to you. It's going to be common to them. It's just that you have the knowledge to check first. You have the knowledge to escape. You have the knowledge of what you need to be doing because you're watching this channel. They don't. They got their license 37 years ago. They haven't had to re-up it. You know, in Arizona, you have your license until you're 60-something. You never have to take another class unless you get a ticket. But right here, big open spot. Handled it well. He saw it ahead of time. It was nice and smooth. He wasn't speeding. Imagine if he was going really fast. Probably would have went right into the back of this vehicle. So rev bombing, don't agree with. You guys know that. But progressive braking really saved his butt. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And handled it. Okay, got his GPS. I haven't seen GPS in a while. It's usually phones. So yeah, this happens a lot. And this is why I tell you guys when you go into corners, not just intersections, but corners, you're in orange stage. You're slowing it down. You're doing slow look, press, and roll, getting into the area. You're slowing down before the turn. You're target fixating through the turn, right? And you're pressing to initiate that counter steering, and you're rolling on the throttle when you get out. When we talk about position for safety, a lot of people say outside, inside, outside. Okay, I get that. I like being in the middle because of this situation. He's in the middle, and he's got an Indian too, by the way, so that's probably helped out quite a bit. So middle, sees the vehicle coming over, moves over for a new position for safety. He located this hazardous situation. It was a corner, so already he knows. He's assessing if this is a relevant threat. Oh, he's across the line. Who knows if they're going to just try to pass this guy for some reason. But we're going to navigate it. We're going to be switching over to lane position right. A lot of people say left, center. I'm sorry. A lot of people say 1, 2, 3. I like left, center, right because it's pretty standard unless you don't know how to do your rights and lefts. Okay? Do you guys know how to do your rights and lefts? I mean, I don't know. I mean, some of you guys don't even know how to sit down and eat donuts correctly. But yeah, left, center, right. So he's over here. I like being in the center. Just a quick switch to the right. Still in the lane. It was still an evasive maneuver, but it wasn't him having to swerve. It wasn't him having to panic brake. It wasn't him having to do anything. Did a great job. Handled it perfectly. Virginia Trail camera videos. Great job. Coming up here, that one's a little weird. This one's a little weird. I don't know what... Virginians don't know how to ride. So this one right here, it's a straightaway, kind of awkward. I had a car do that to me in my dad van, which is pretty hard to do when you have a giant white van, but still it happens. People aren't paying attention. They look up and they realize they're in the other lane. Here he goes in the middle and sees the hazard He's going to move himself over. He planned his ride, did a great job. He located, he assessed it's a relevant threat. He's going to navigate just by pushing over. And that's all he had to do. There was no panic. There was no fighting for the lane. There was no rev bombing. There was nothing. He's got an air horn, though, which is good. It's an aftermarket horn. Highly recommend getting an air horn if you like to honk your horn. Here we go. Dula Go So Hard. Interesting.
And this way is a risky game in which everything depends on the driver's attention.
Forgot Motostars like to talk. Oh! Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. His head fell off. All right, so we're gonna see it in slow motion. So the person switched over, was gonna switch lanes for whatever reason. Okay, I'm pretty sure the motorcycle rider's gonna be like, this guy hit me. Okay, you're right. You're right. He's at fault. He crossed into you. Failure to, properly drive. He's trying his best. We're going 80-something miles per hour on the interstate at night. I think he fell off at this point. I think he's like trying to run like a Flintstone. Okay. It's too much slow. All right. So what we have is a bunch of traffic coming up. We got brake lights on an interstate. Why is that happening? Don't know, but it should tell you, hey, orange stage. We should be kind of, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
This clip perfectly demonstrates that lane splitting.
So we're switching lanes. That's not a lane I want to split. And here's why. You got that big open spot for this vehicle to switch over. It's just not a good spot. It's not good to lane filter. And there's no reason. If we're going the flow of traffic, here's the big thing, everybody. If you're going the flow of traffic, why are you splitting lanes? Why? What's the goal? So everything you do, there's a goal. If your goal is to go fast and have that adrenaline rush, well, yeah, split lanes at high rate of speed. If your goal is to get from point A to point B is your home, to your family, your loved ones, or just to your dog, why are we risking things here? Your dog can't take himself out, to go potty. He's going to shit on your bed or something. He's not going to be able to eat. So why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Game in which everything
Thankfully, nothing happened, but now we have this person possibly switching lanes too. We're going 90-something. And here's another one. Just switched out in front of us. No time to react. That's not 66 in the reflection. That's 99. We're going 100 miles an hour, -1. Impact, completely fell off the bike, trying to hold it up, and crashed. So why is everyone applying the brakes? Why is everyone switching to the far left lane? Take a quick look. What's on the side? What's on the shoulder? We got a white truck. High rate of speed, high mechanism of injury, into the ground. Thankfully, he made it to the shoulder, because if he fell in between those vehicles, probably would have ran over and popped his head open. Okay, no audio. Okay. We can do a wheelie. There we are. And we went way past 12 o'clock. There goes your coccyx. Oh, you see how he's like straightening the legs? Probably, yep, there it is. I swear, you guys think I'm probably making this up. How do you say it?
Coccyx.
One more time.
Coccyx.
There you go. Thank you so much. We got the coccyx. Broken tailbone. You don't want to snap this off. You want to sit on a donut for the next, 8+ weeks. All right. So what we're doing here, this is one of the big problems when it comes, well, not a big problem. This is an outcome. This is a possible consequence of stunting. And I know you guys that stunt, you know that this is a possibility. You guys know how to mitigate this. From what I understand, is using rear brake. When we do, a little power wheelie, having some fun. And he went a little bit too far back. So this is one of those problems where, this is a possible outcome. So hopefully you have good medical insurance. And some of you guys are gonna be like, well, I don't live in America. I live in UK. I don't have to pay for it. Yeah, that's fine. But he probably does. And so he fell down. Injuries. Trying to mitigate as many injuries as you possibly can. He does have a helmet. He does have gloves. But, there's nothing to protect your booty. And there really isn't. There's no motorcycle gear that has a coccyx protector. And so, yeah, he probably broke something, or at least has a soft tissue injury.